Hello there, my name is Paige and welcome to my channel. I am officially celebrating my first full year with Gogokid. I was hired back in June the 11th of 2018 and it has now been one full calendar year since I accepted my offer, logged into my portal for the first time and started opening up those slots. And it has been such a wonderful journey and I just cannot be happier to be sharing and making this video for you. I'll be discussing 5 of my favorite things about Gogokid and 5 things that just aren't my favorite or I think could be improved in the future. Now, when you're watching videos on YouTube, just know that it's really important that when you're consuming media to understand that person's background. I have now been teaching with Gogokid for a full year. I do help people through the hiring process, and if Gogokid is a place where you're thinking of applying, I would love to work with you. Feel free to shoot me an email or use the link down below. Just wherever you're getting your information from, always know that reading things is always the best. If you're a hired teacher, go on Freshdesk, and if you are learning about someone and their experience with a company, it's a better idea to put more stock into what veteran teachers have to say versus someone who is in their first couple of weeks or months. So that being said, let's jump into 5 of my favorite things for Gogokid. So I love all of the improvements that have been made. Having worked with Gogokid for a full year, I have seen a lot of changes and improvements made at the suggestion of teachers. Now, just know that just because you post about something in a Facebook group doesn't necessarily mean that that's going to be an actionable item for Gogokid. You are always able to use Freshdesk and make suggestions that way, and if they open up forms for feedback, go ahead and fill them out. And always just know that constructive criticism is always appreciated. I know that when I receive feedback, I'm better able to improve it if I'm also told actionable things, not just, oh, I don't like this, but how can I improve the class for you? Like, it's like getting a 4-star rating without any notes about how to improve. No one likes that, right? 4 is the pay. So the number one reason why I came to Gogokid was so that I could make a higher base rate. I make $8 per class base rate at VIP Kid, and I make the $10 base rate at Gogokid. When I applied to Gogokid, I had 6 months of experience teaching online, and I really learned a lot in those 6 months that made me a much more valuable teacher. And then when I looked at those pay raise requirements at VIP Kid, I kind of knew that that was not going to be something attainable for myself. So I started shopping around for opportunities, as we all do. Many teachers teach online at multiple companies. This is their reality. We want to get the most pay for our slots because we teach the same kind of material. We want the highest pay for our work. So that's why I love Gogokid, the pay. I also love the opportunities that I have been afforded. I was one of the people that started helping Gogokid build the plane. There was not a lot of support or resources when I first started, and now with the first paid training classes, there are workshops. I also help contribute content through the Brand Contributor Program, so I've had the opportunity to really work with Gogokid to help make a supportive community of teachers that has a lot of resources for folks coming in and trying to become a better teacher. So I've loved being a part of all those opportunities. The number 2 thing, they're just behind, I promise. They're number 1 in my heart still, but I have to do it in order. Number 2, the staff. I really love working with the staff at Gogokid. It has just been so wonderful to have professional connections with people on the other side of the globe and be able to problem solve and work on problems and tackle things even though we're in different time zones and we might have different opinions sometimes. It's just been so fun to work with those folks, and it's great to see them on Facebook Lives, and it's really great to also just engage with them. It's so cool to kind of see behind the scenes a little bit. I really hope that someday I will be able to go to China. I would love to just take a trip and go see for myself. The number 1 thing, I had to put students above staff. The number 1 is the students. I just love logging in and teaching my classes every day. I have some regulars that I cherish. I love meeting new friends too. It is just such a joy to log into my teaching portal every morning with my tea and just see that line of students. That is all my bookings where the students have chosen me as their teacher. Coming from a brick and mortar background, it is not always the case that students are happy to see you, but with this one-on-one platform and with these students that choose you to be their teacher, it is just such a joy to hear them say, teacher, teacher, and be so excited to see you. Maybe they're sending you heart emojis in the chat box or they're drawing on the screen. It's just so lovely to have these wonderful students in my classroom every day. All right, now with a job, comes things that you don't love. The reality of being a professional means that you're a professional and you deal with things, and not everything's going to be your favorite. So here are 5 things that just aren't my favorite thing about teaching online with Gogokid. So number 5, getting up early is really hard, and I now have this fear of sleeping through a class. If it hasn't happened to you yet, I'm sorry to say, but your day is probably coming where you'll wake up and you'll realize that you've made a terrible mistake. I have invested in multiple alarms. I really live by the Alarmy app. It will make you do evil things like solve math problems, shake the phone, or go and scan barcodes. Yes, set multiple alarms. Make sure your alarms are set before bed because you could teach or no show. I've done it once at Gogokid and I slept through my regular Chris's class, and he's come back thankfully, but I really disliked the fact that I had to sleep through a class because I was so tired. So make sure you take care of yourself and know that getting up early is a part of the job. 4, I don't love sending tickets. I know that they are the most efficient way to get help, but it can be really hard to sometimes gather documentation, get everything organized, and then submit a ticket on Freshdesk. I understand that this is the best way to get help, and I have become a lot more proficient at writing effective tickets, submitting documentation, and engaging with that process that way. But if you really need help, it can be hard to go through that process without talking to somebody. And that's why it's really important that I think we as teachers support one another. And it can sometimes take a little while to hear back about your tickets depending on what it is. So depending on the topic, you could be waiting on a response time. And in the beginning, tickets were really, really hard. So ticket response times have improved. So I will say this: I like how the processes have been streamlined, and I do think that things are moving in a positive direction as far as tickets go. Next, oh, 3. It's a double-edged sword, social media. I love making connections with teachers, but I don't love this feeling about being on call for a job that's not an on-call job. I love helping people. What I don't love are tags that are not always the nicest. I don't love catty comments. I don't love people being passive aggressive. I don't love that. I've taken some steps personally to kind of filter my own social media that I think will improve this. But if you are an online teacher, just know that the social media might not always be the best, most positive experience. In fact, I intentionally log out of my accounts after 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time these days, unless I am running a workshop or something afterwards. Yes. 2, I really wish we had class playback. That would be awesome. I would love to be able to reflect about how my classes went. I would love to be able to go back and kind of see and share a tip or trick that worked, because right now I have to kind of use a screen recorder before and capture that moment. And the best class moments always kind of happen, and then they happened. I would love to be able to access class playback because I know that our students have it, and I know that it's valuable for them, and I think it would also be a valuable tool for us teachers to have access to. And fingers crossed, I really would love to see this in our portal. This leads me to number 1, raises. I came to Gogokid in pursuit of a higher base pay, and right now we currently don't have a stated raise policy for teachers to improve their base pay. So that's how it is right now. They never promised raises. They never have put that out. So I would just like for there to be incentive to chase. I do love getting bonuses. I love the seasonal things that have been happening. I do love all of those things. I just wish I knew about that. I know that teachers have asked me, and I'm not Gogokid. So everyone that you see on YouTube making videos, unless they state that they are a Gogokid employee from the home office, we are all independent contractors making these videos, putting out content, and sharing our love of teaching online. Independent contractors cannot speak on behalf of the company, and I'm certainly not doing so now. I'm just another independent contractor who would love to know if I could make more money doing the work that I'm already doing. And I'm sure that if you are an online teacher or you're trying to get into this business, you're like, yeah, I would like to know how I can make the most money teaching online. We're all in that game together. That's the name of the game, trying to figure out how you can get the highest pay for your high quality of work. So that's it. I really think that Gogokid is the best place to teach online if you're looking to teach for a Chinese online ESL company. I think that all of these negatives that I've shared could all be improved. That's the reason why I love teaching with Gogokid, is because I don't get up and think about these things and think about them in a way where they are absolutes that cannot be changed. When I worked in public schools previously, it was very much like I would go in and I would see systemically all of the things that I could not change and how those things wore me down over time. All of these things that I said were negatives are definitely workable things that could be improved, and I think that they will, because I have just enjoyed my first year so much. I can't wait to be making year two in another year from now. So thank you so much for watching this video. Again, if you're wanting to learn more about teaching online with Gogokid, feel free to reach out. If you are coming up on your 1 year or your 6 months or any other milestone, feel free to let me know down in the comments if you agree with my loves and my not so loves, and let me know how your experience has been. I know that everyone's online teaching experience is different, and we all find different online ESL companies as our home base, and it's just so lovely to connect and engage with all of you in a positive way. Thank you so much for watching, and happy teaching. Bye.